The Yeezy 700 boostless V3 Alvah. Slightly on the fence about it. Let's talk. What's up YouTube and all my clients? If you're new here, my name is Hayes. I'm a veterinarian and a sneakerhead, hence TheShoeVet. Today we're going over the Yeezy 700 V3 Alvah that just recently dropped. Drop date was April 11, 2020 for the retail price of $20.20. These shoes released on a multitude of different websites, but the biggest drops were on Adidas and Yeezy Supply, as you probably could imagine. Stock wasn't super plentiful, but it wasn't rare also at the same time. I'd say overall it was pretty well fair. Currently right now, if you're watching this video, the shoes are out of stock for the retail price, so you're at the mercy of the aftermarket at this point in time. Currently, resale prices are going around 1.5 to 2 times retail price, which isn't too bad depending on your size. But the caveat is that these will I guarantee you, these will raise up in price over time. If you look at the Outsole that released before, you can see that those prices have definitely skyrocketed from what they've released before. So probably around the time the next V3 comes out, I'm pretty confident that these will definitely be up. So in conclusion, cop now or rest in peace wallet. Getting all the logistics out the way, let's go ahead and jump into the shoe. So overall, first impression of this shoe, I really am digging it. You can definitely see some vibes of the 700 as well as honestly a 780 in my opinion, especially with this back cut booty. But yes, overall I think it's a completely solid shoe. Now let's go into the lab and break it down. The overall base color of the shoe is black, obviously with some stripes of gray that kind of add some good contrast, and on the outsole you can see some perforations of yellow from the midsole. As far as overall materials, it is multi-material, primarily made out of neoprene, but also has mesh, rubber, and some foam. Starting from the outside of the shoe, it is made out of an RPU cage that is glow in the dark, that actually does glow in the dark quite well. I heard the charge isn't really too long on it, but the glow is pretty bright, significant when you charge it for long enough. This RPU cage does add a little bit of rigidity and stability to the shoe itself. As far as the underlay of the shoe, most of the underlay is made out of the neoprene material, primarily in the black. The tongue you can see here is padded very, very nicely. The tongue running down cranially to the toe box on both the lateral and medial aspect of the tongue, you do have these reflective overlays on it. Running down more cranially towards the toe box of the shoe, you do have this kind of, I feel like it's kind of like a rubbery material. On both the lateral and medial aspect of the shoe, you do have these gray stripes signifying the brand with the 3 stripes, Adidas. Just underneath both of those stripes on the lateral and medial aspect, you do have these little vented windows of mesh material that's very, very thin. Almost feels like you can, almost just pierce through with your fingernail. I don't really think it's something that you can really show off your socks too much. I would say your sock would have to be very, 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 very bright in order to peek through it. I honestly don't even really understand the functioning of it too as well, but it's there. Moving to the back of the shoe caudally, there is no pull tab. There's really only these 2 little horns that are back here that I guess kind of help slide your foot in. This is a booty constructed shoe, as I mentioned before, so it is really important to get your sizing right, but we're gonna go over that later. Down beneath those 2 horns, you have where the 2 RPU cage sides meet, and then below that you do have an Adidas branding on the midfoot. On your midsole, this shoe is boostless, as I previously mentioned. Instead, it comes with an adipene foam insole, which honestly isn't really too bad. As I mentioned before, like, it is comfortable to me, nowhere near close to Nike React, Adidas Boost, or anything like that. I think that also has to do with the retail price of it being $220, in my opinion at least. But we're also going to be going over comfort later on in the video too as well, so stick around for that. Moving down to your outsole, you have a completely rubber outsole with the traction pattern that is very, 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 very reminiscent of another shoe that I just can't really put. Oh yes, the 700s, the regular 700s, the V1s, and I guess technically the V2s as well. Here you can also see some of the adipene foam poking out in yellow too as well. And honestly, I really like this. And honestly, it's too bad it's on the bottom because I kind of actually like the yellow contrast here. It gives some very Batman-y vibes, but I mean, I guess it kind of would have thrown the entire rest of the shoe off, but I like it. As far as sizing goes, I recommend going a half size up. To me, the neoprene upper is sort of kind of on the stiffer side compared to things like Primeknit. Add on this RPU cage, and there really isn't that much give to it. You really don't want your feet, you know, trapped in here for too long. It's gonna start to hurt after a while. Think about when you first put on, you know, a Yeezy V2 on your true to size and your toes are just kind of scrunched up in there. I feel like this shoe will pretty much be that same way if I went true to size. Or if you did go true to size, I would recommend at least maybe, if it's not comfortable for you, take out the insole and see how that feels. So in my opinion, doctor's orders, go half a size up or take out the insole if you do go true to size. One more thing about these V3 though, I will admit, I know I was just talking about how like your toes on the V2s can cramp up, and that can happen here too as well. On the cranial section of the shoe towards the forefront near the toe box, I will say that it does feel like they put a little extra padding kind of up in here coming down from the tongue and around on the upper as well. When I'm walking in it, when I move my toes, I mean they did feel like some soft pillows at least. So they at least did that, but I mean, there's only so much space you can have in here. If it's too small, it's too small. No amount of cushioning, to me at least, is gonna help alleviate that. As far as how to style these, I mean, you can wear it damn near almost anything with this, but to me, I'm a pants guy. I don't really like shorts. And I feel like the type of pants that go best with this is stuff with kind of a tapered in, whether it's joggers or cargos or jeans, just things that kind of have a nice slim taper down to this shoe. Really kind of, you know, gives a little break between the pants and the shoe to really show it off. I don't really think this shoe will go well with like the wide leg trouser or wide leg pants look. I'm pretty sure some of you guys can pull it off though, so if you do, I mean, you know, tag me on Instagram at TheShoeVet, link down below, because I really would like to see it. But to me, that's just how I feel like these shoes will be best as. It's a black shoe, so it's a neutral color. So as far as color wise, I mean, these will go in almost any wardrobe, to be frank. You know, with this nice aggressive black, you can definitely have some avant-garde type of looks with this. And then especially if you're going in at night, you have the reflective detail that adds a little pop, as well as the glow-in-the-dark RPU cage that adds a little wow flavor to it as well. As far as my overall thoughts and opinions, this is a really solid shoe for retail. I feel like when this shoe hits the $400 or $500 resale mark, I probably would have passed on this. If I did hit on retail, I would not have this once it hits that mark. Right now, with it being in around the high 300s, I think it's okay. But I mean, with the absence of things like boost, for example, with the neoprene upper being a little bit on the stiffer side, I would have preferred it to have, you know, that boost and higher quality material of this shoe to justify, you know, buying resale of that higher amount. I get it, this is a really new silhouette, and overall, I do like how Yeezy is really listening to us as far as giving us other silhouettes than just the V2 that's in different colors. With that being said, overall, I do feel like this is veterinarian approved. Stamp it. I think this is a good collection for anyone, but again, I don't want you guys to overpay it, because my honest opinion, once it really starts to skyrocket and go up, I honestly don't really think this shoe is going to be worth it at that point in time. But anyways though guys, that's going to do it for today's appointment. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, big favor, please hit my subscription button down below, as well as hit the notification bell. My goal right now is to hit 500 subscribers before I hit 100 videos. Currently, I'm at 45 videos, and I'm at around like 410 subscribers, so I'm only 90 away, and I have another, what, 54, 55 videos, however much I just said, because this subtracted by 100. But yes, I'm almost halfway there with that kind of benchmark, and only 90 subscribers away. So I'm really close, guys. Help me out. My goal for the end of the year, though, is to get to 1,000 subscribers. And I think that's very doable. You guys have been helping me out. Hit the like button, help me out with that algorithm and everything like that. And with that out the way, sit back, enjoy the on-feed portion. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Changed up, step my game Same little from the get-go, bet your go for me. I don't really need that though, please come get your shorty. Teed up, gassed up, sick, go with my whip, go 40. Come, I really don't miss though, you gon' get your shortly. Oh, that's shortly. Do the work and read the end of it. Selling game and pimpin' penny. Popping off of purely penmanship. Been a you not a benefit. Beneficial moves, I been the man. Shake it, moving like the minute hand. Beat the coochie like an hour long. Keep it lit, I keep the power on. Power up, a super saiyan, Superman saving. Not I. Top tier, top floor, top shotter. You are not top 5. To be completely 100, these people can't keep me from coming. I'm moving now. What you doing tomorrow? If you wanna do it, I say you get to it now. I see the view from the top of the podium. Out of your sodium wingspan. I am the they itching to see when you sitting with me. You a wingman. Everybody say they hot. Some of y'all ain't right though. Everybody got punchlines, but some of y'all ain't right though.
Step my game up when you bring my name up. They gon' say I came up. They gon' say I changed up. Step my